So a former Tulsa police officer was sentenced to 25 years in prison after being convicted of, killing his daughter's boyfriend in 2014. Despite the conviction of second-degree murder, the ex-cop maintains that he is innocent and acted in self-defense. The Kyle Rittenhouse. Everybody's acting in self-defense. That's their new go-to now to try to get out of what they really like to do. Now, they say the Oklahoma federal judge sentenced Shannon Kepler, 61 years old, to 300 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. They say he was sentenced for using a firearm in the commission of a second-degree murder in April of 2021. A federal jury convicted Kepler in Jeremy Lake's killing. So they say U.S. District Judge Gregory Frizzo further ordered the father to pay restitution for a headstone for Lake, the 19-year-old. Okay. It said a 24-year police veteran said he shot Lake because he felt threatened, believing the teenager had a firearm. He claimed for 8 years his actions was in self-defense. However, police were unable to locate a weapon on Lake's person or around the scene of the crime. Witnesses also testified that they did not see the young black man with a gun either. And said Kepler would also claim that his daughter had run away from their home on the Muscogee Nation, one of the state's historic Native American reservations, and that he was nervous for her because she was at the time living in a bad neighborhood. Now, still, the court of law found him guilty, believing that he should serve time for killing the young man. And yes, he should serve time. And he, getting sentenced to 300 months at 61 years old, that's a life sentence. That is a complete life sentence. Now, it said a statement from the DOJ said 19-year-old Jeremy Lake died almost immediately after Shannon Kepler gunned him down in the street in 2014. So Kepler at the time was sworn to uphold the law, but instead made a series of decisions that led to the young man's life being taken. They said today's 25-year sentence provides a measure of justice for Mr. Lake's family. He said, though I know their healing continues. Now, the statement provided by Johnson's office detailed circumstances around the young brother being killed, which is different from Kepler's original assertion. Now, the correspondent Kepler took his 18-year-old daughter to a homeless shelter a week before the shooting and left her there after taking away her cell phone, leaving her with no change of clothes or money. Boy, he was father of the year, wasn't he? Boy, interesting. So then he logged into her Facebook where he knows she had changed her status to in a relationship with Lake. He said he used to access to police databases to research the boy's criminal record. So he planned days after tapping into her social media to confront Lake at the address he secured from the police database. He said he put on dark clothes, got into his wife's dark car to go where Lake was staying, securing a loaded revolver in his waistband of his pants. He said he waited for him. However, after seeing his daughter approached with the young man, he shot twice, hitting Lake both times in the chest. He then turned and shot in the direction of his daughter. He said Lake's brother and a third person. So he was even trying to shoot his own daughter. Well, this dude here, man, I told y'all, race soldiers commit a lot of crimes. They are very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. So Judge Frizzell dismissed one of the assault charges against Kepler related to his particular incident. Said the bench noted that the statute of limitations for this crime had expired, and thus he would not be accountable for the violence perpetrated against Lake's brother. Now, they said during the sentencing, Lake's father was afforded an opportunity to speak with his firstborn about his firstborn son, sharing the toll of the process of securing justice has impacted his life emotionally and physically. It said the first three trials ended in mistrial. In the fourth trial, Kepler was convicted in 2017 in a state trial of manslaughter. It said the jury recommended 15 years in prison for that crime. Now, he appealed his ruling on the grounds that since the shooting happened and the Muscogee Nation reservation, and he is a citizen of the tribe. Here we go with these folks once again, like we talked about last time about these $5 Indians. Boy, these people here, man, that's something black folks better not ever let them do. Get in anything that we got going on. It's the Oklahoma prosecutors lacked the authority to try him. And I said in November 2020, he was charged with first degree murder in federal court, and the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals overturned the 2017 manslaughter conviction in March. Now, I said this Lake's death was days before that of Michael Brown, the 18-year-old who was gunned down on the street in Ferguson, Missouri. Said both teenagers were killed, by race soldiers and are said to have contributed to the launch of the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah, because I remember this. way back when, 'cause we actually covered this story. So it's good. It's good. It's real good. He finally, getting some justice with this particular story. But he was sitting up here. He threw his daughter out. He put her in a homeless shelter, ladies and gentlemen, a homeless shelter. And just because he logged into her Facebook and saw she was in a relationship, he felt that it was his right to go over there and take out this young man. But I thought you didn't want her no more. That's just so interesting. That is so interesting. And he was even trying to shoot his own daughter at the time. So, I hope they put him in general population, and I hope he get everything that he deserves in general population. Because this dude here, like I said, he should have never had that badge on. But that's like the MO for the race soldiers anyway. They want them to be psychopaths. They definitely want them to be that, and for sure, a lot of them got to join a lot of white supremacist groups. But with that being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to our podcast today. We greatly appreciate you stopping by. And we still have our fundraiser going. We appreciate everyone that has came and donated to our fundraiser so far. Thank you. And also anyone that's going to donate, either today or in the future, we definitely thank you in advance. And make sure you subscribe, because that's how you know when putting up the next podcast. So make sure you click the like button, and thank you for listening, and see you next time.